This is part 4 of our conversation with M.A. Dennis.
I'm big on improvisation, Maybe it's because of my time as an athlete. When you play football, sometimes you go with a play already, but based on what the defense is or whatever, you call an audible. So I just was here thinking to myself, maybe some people heard the term medley and they thought I was going to sing. So maybe I should do some singing. Cover your ears for this part here. I have a confession. Sometimes I like to wear pantyhose. Oh, I know, it sounds shocking to hear someone as manly as me admit to wearing stockings, but there's just something about pantyhose. I love the way they feel on my skin. Words can't begin to give it justice. Nothing feels better than being in a public place with my pantyhose. And I'm not ashamed. I tell everyone as soon as I walk through the door, get the fuck on the floor! This is a sticker. Don't let the pantyhose on my head fool you. This is an automated teller machine gun withdrawal. Remember that 3/5 of a man designation applied to black people in the past? That's the reason why I'm wearing 3/5 of this pantyhose on my head now. Take my bag and fill it up fast. Don't make me have to direct deposit this ammunition into your ass. Open up the safe. Take out some freedom and put it in the bag. Take out some justice and put it in the bag. Take out some convictions for dirty cops who shoot unarmed civilians and put it in the bag. Take out some food for the hungry and put it in the bag. Take out some housing for the homeless and put it in the bag. Come on, you're moving too slow. You know what? I hear some sirens. Just throw my 40 acres and mule in there because I gotta go. And as I made my way towards the exit, something unexpected happened. And at first I thought I might have to start capping, but as I cocked back the hammer, I realized I was standing directly in front of the security camera. No! Please tell me I do not have a run in my pantyhose. After an intense poem like that, I like to have a little poetic palate cleanser. And haiku are very good for cleansing the palate. A couple of haiku. When Judgment Day comes, will defendants of color receive a fair trial? Gentrification. When genies cannot afford to live in their lamps. Gun control debate. Firearm owners versus victims of bullets. Face mask replaces rosary and fuzzy dice on rearview mirror. My ass is too fat. Set down with toilet seat up, but didn't fall in. Cumulus, cirrus, stratus, nimbus, clouds sound like Harry Potter spells. Some sexual abuse survivors crave, yet dislike, being embraced. That's why he left the church. Not for lack of faith, although his faith was lacking. He left because the pastor kept saying, reach out and touch your neighbor. If at any point, and I mean any point in a dream, while you are arguing with your alien abductors, and you tell them for the third time, not one time, not two times, but for the third time, you tell your alien abductors, I do not pee in outer space. Nope, 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 I'm not going to do it. I am too refined for that. I do not pee in outer space. Yet, your alien abductors pull the mothership over and force you to go stand behind an asteroid and urinate anyway? If all those things happen while you're asleep, wake up immediately and go to the bathroom. So I've been doing, I can't call it a non-singing medley because I did add a little singing in it, but I've been doing a primarily non-singing medley of poems. So I just do want to take a moment to acknowledge, because many of these were published poems. So Northern Otter Journal, that's where you heard the poem about urination. It's entitled Enuresis. I'm a big fan of looking up regular words and finding like scientific word for it, whatever. Mm-hmm. So enuresis is the scientific word for wetting in the bed. So this was I read the poem that I think was this is about I read from Escape Wheel, an anthology by Great Weatherford Media that I was publishing. The haiku were from this book, Nine Cloud Journal. The fiction story excerpt, that's from another Great Weatherford Media anthology, Arriving at a Shoreline. The poem about feedback, this is from my book published by Nyside Press, Mistaken Identity Crisis. The poem about letting them sag from the perspective of the younger generation. This is from my debut poetry collection, The Many Attitudes of Dennis. If you didn't know, that's what the MA stands for, Many Attitudes of Dennis. The thing about the foster home, that's from another. This is actually the first fiction story that I ever had published, was by Newtown Literary. Shout out to them. I've been trying to expand my range. Normally known for doing poetry, specifically more spoken word. So I am trying to, get into things that may be considered more literary, and also like short stories and stuff like that. So that excerpt about the foster home kid was from my first fiction story ever published by Newtown Literary. And when I opened up with about my grandmother and the name Dennis, Sinned, Sin spelled backwards, Dennis. That's from a poem published by Newtown Literary. And I'd like to conclude, the pandemic was rough, and I don't even know what we're in right now, right? Is it post-pandemic? Is it post-pandemic?
It's hard to know.
We just got a lot of overlap going on. So during the height of the first wave of pandemic, I guess pandemic is like feminism. It's coming in waves. I don't know what wave of pandemic we're in now, but there was an anthology of Staten Island poets. I don't know. A good amount of Staten Island poets submitted work, and this is from an anthology by Nyside Press, which was We Carry Us. Mm-hmm. And this is and it's interesting because I opened up talking about, an English teacher. So this is another little excerpt that has to do with a teacher. My teacher made me write 100 times on my cell phone's blackboard, I will not go to Whole Foods and buy one 69-cent can of natural cane sugar so I can get $100 cash back from my debit card. I will not go to Whole Foods and buy a 69-cent can of natural cane sugar soda and request a big brown paper bag for that one small singular soda so that I can proceed to go to the free condiment section and fill up that big brown paper bag, which contains only one small singular soda, and dump in plastic forks, plastic spoons, plastic knives, napkins, mayo packets, mustard packets, ketchup packets, and black pepper packets. But no salt packets, because I'm trying to cut back on my sodium intake. I don't know what's more important when you're doing poems, when you're like performing. What's more important, a strong opening or a strong finish? I don't know, who's to say? But if you're still here with me and you've made it to this point, I guess I should try to end with something strong. I want to just do an excerpt of a poem that's entitled 7:32 a.m. And this is a poem, this is one of those after poems. So it's after a Staten Island poet, Lisa Throwback. I think her life journey may have taken her to some other places now, but she's one of the poets that I bonded with when I first, entered the poetry scene. And what's so interesting about this poem, and the reason why I had to give credit to her, is because this poem is entirely comprised of snippets from a text that she sent me at 7:32 a.m. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, it blew me away when I submitted this poem and it got published. And I think it was more for Lisa than it was for me, because I had always been trying to encourage her and say, hey, you're a great poet. You don't realize how great you are, the things that you say. So this was like my empirical data, my proof to her, like, look, I took a text. I literally took your text, didn't change any of the words, just took little fragments, and these people published it. And when I talk to you about like literary, this was I think the name of this is Mother Journal. Mm-hmm. So Mother Journal, and this is another very fascinating thing. Mother Journal is specifically for creating space for women. So I think I may very well be the only straight man who got published in this. So that was just like an amazing feat. That even though this is not really, they're trying to amplify other voices, they felt that what I submitted to them was strong enough that they wanted to include it. And this is the little excerpt from this poem. Excerpt from 7:32 a.m. The words of a friend are faithful. After Lisa Throwback. It's a sign of maturity and wisdom and self-care to start, to recognize, to rein ourselves in. We've lived a life of panic and running and being outside ourselves. It's hard to come to the screeching halt. I'm all of it. The entire story arc. yesterday's inspiration and enthusiasm and the bursting out of tons of ideas and the pulling back and recentering. And I hope you are feeling like inside your body today, comfortable, and know that I'm just thrilled about all of our past and present and future, because you are extraordinary. And I'm so grateful for your presence here on this scraggly rock. Thank you.
Dennis, thank you so much. This has been actually a very moving and touching time for me to hear your poems, to spend time with you. And we begin with gratitude and end with gratitude.
I didn't plan it that way, but I love full circle. I'm a big fan of full circle.
Yeah, very beautiful. Yeah, so I thank you.
Yeah.